Hello, everyone. Welcome to my office. I invite you to grab yourself a cup of tea, herbal tea, and relax. I'm going to do all the work right now. But before I jump into the guidance, I want to let you know that I have a surprise for you. I have good news. I just signed a deal today for a fourth book. It's still with the same editor though, so it will be a book in French. Again, it's going to be a book about how to communicate with your past pet. So your pet who crossed over. Maybe you already know that I do pet Akashic readings for living and deceased pets, but my editor asked for the book to be aimed only about deceased pets. And so this is what I will do. I will write a book for people who are just starting and want to know how they can connect with their pet who has crossed over. And I'm going to take part of this summer to work on that. I'm also going to take part of this summer to work on my future new solo podcast that I've talked to you about. I'm really taking my time to record it, and I want to record batches in advance, like season one in advance if I can, so that I am less rushed. So as soon as I get pockets of tranquility and I can film myself during the summer, because I have a child, my neighbors have children, it can be very busy and noisy here in the suburbs. So as soon as I get a chance, I will get on that podcast. That podcast will start with season one about the soul journey and what our souls go through from the birth of our soul through the end of our earth journey. And as you can see, I'm kind of a bit taking a break. I'm slowing down for this summer. I'm going to take some time off, of course, some vacation time, but I'm slowing down, and I only have a very few availabilities for this summer. I'm on a reduced schedule. So if you want to book a tarot reading, an Akashic reading, I suggest that you do it right now, because my availability is very limited and it's going to sell out really, really fast. And if you received a gift card, now is the time to book your reading in advance so you have a spot before the fall. Okay, if it is your first time having an Akashic reading, a collective Akashic reading with me, hi, welcome here. I'm Melly. I am a past life psychic. I am a certified Akashic reader, and I am also a channeling coach. And the way I'm doing these collective readings is that I will be reading the entry prayer to open the Akashic readings of this collective of, I call it the my social medias collective, because I'm on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. So I'm asking the spirit guides to show up for all the people who will be listening to this guidance. And the message that I'm channeling is a collective message. So the spirit guides know the group who's going to watch this, and they give a message that will appeal, or I would say align most with that group. So, of course, as in any collective reading, only take what resonates with you. That being said, I'm going to take my first sip of tea. I'm going to recite the Akashic prayer. Remember, there is a small part in the prayer that is silent. It is normal. And then once the Akashic Records for the collective are open, I'm going to channel the message. Okay. With respect and wisdom, I knock today on the door of my social media's collective's Akashic Records. I call upon my social media collective's spirit guides, along with their ascended masters, angels, and archangels who wish to manifest themselves for my social media collective's highest good and the highest good of everyone involved. Help me to understand my social media collectives journey, as well as their eternal soul's journey, while feeling the love and wisdom of their spirit team. Welcome us with joy as we come to you with joy. Welcome us with love as we come to you with love. Welcome us with simplicity as we come to you with simplicity. Wrap us in the protective light of the Akasha. Open the door to my social media collectives, Akashic Records, as we open the doors to our hearts. The records are now open. Same. We're going to give the same message as for the Francophone group, as this collective energy is going towards achieving things, looking at doing big things. We really want you to prepare yourself for what is coming next in the fall. We want you to think big. A lot of you are seeing themselves as very, very small. We want you to work on self-acceptance, self-growth, and believing in yourself, because you are capable of doing anything you want to do. But once you're incarnated, you so quickly forget this notion. A lot of you here are stuck with a repetitive thought pattern that is keeping you small. And a lot of you have a fear of failure that is keeping you small. But the thing is, you will never achieve anything if you never try. And you're looking at some events in your life as failures, but they were just turning points that you need to take advantage of. And every time you don't do that, you are making yourself small without realizing it. Achieving something is about going through a lot of trials and errors. But what humans forget so easily is to have fun during that trial and error period. To have fun, see what works well for them, where they are aligned in a project, what kind of people to work with. If you never try things, you never achieve. If you never try things, you are in complete apathy. And if you are in complete apathy, what is the point of incarnating? Imagine your frustration once you die from this incarnation and you look back on your life and you feel that it was a life half wasted because you didn't do anything because of that fear of failure. So please go ahead and try. Do some trial and errors. This is always applauded by us, your spirit team. We're always happy to see you going into a trial phase. This is what we want for you. And what you see as failure is not failure through our eyes. It's just your journey. It is you learning. It is you leveling up every time. But if you stop trying, you're never leveling up. So our message is to stop thinking that you are small, because you are not. And as we just said in the message from the Francophones, what we want you to do is to take that thinking that you are small, get it out of your head, get it out of your hearts, and put it into small tasks. So don't be small in your head, be small in the tasks that you will do to achieve what you want to do. What's your dream? What did you always want to create? You incarnate as creative beings always. You don't need to be a visual artist or a performer to be creative. Everyone is creative in what they are doing. So remind yourself of that. And so instead of being completely discouraged by what seems like an enormous task to achieve a big dream that you have, we want you to follow the small steps technique, which is very simple. The name says it, it's just taking small steps at a time. And these small steps are tiny tasks, one after another. Tiny tasks, one after the other. And this will have a snowball effect. And the more that you're doing those tiny tasks, the more you will gain confidence. You will gain momentum and you will have fun. That doesn't mean that you have to have everything waiting on your shoulders. Please talk about your projects to other people. Get the support from other people. It can be moral support, it can be support in tasks, support in money. Maybe you need grants in your finances. Whatever you need, you can talk to us so that we can work with you to align the energies towards what you want. But that being said, during the next weeks, we will be there as your spirit team, but we will be a little farther than we are used to from you. We will be more on the sidelines if you wish. So we will be looking at your thought process. We will be looking at how you're changing your mind from being small to thinking big and viewing yourself as someone who is very capable. And the reason why we're doing this is that you need to do the work yourself. Nobody is going to wave a magic wand and give you the type of achievement that you want. That is not going to happen. You didn't incarnate to come and have everything happen to you by magic. You really want to work for it and be proud. So we're going to be a bit more on the sidelines. And that's also because you have your own free will, and we honor that every day. We're always here to nudge you in the right direction and making sure that everything you're doing is in alignment with your soul plan, and in some cases with the karma that you are balancing. So we are there. We're looking at you on the sidelines. We're letting you by yourself, slowly changing your thought process, slowly, getting those ideas, getting those epiphanies. So the summer is there for you to grab those creativity pockets. When we say this, creativity pockets, is that energetically, it's as if there are ideas and they are clusters of energy. And it's to each to grab these clusters of energy, creative ideas. And you need to take some time to be connected to be able to do this. You grab the ideas to get to know what's your next step to achieve something that is way bigger than you thought you would ever be able to work on. So think big. Use the small steps method and be confident in that method, but keep going. It's the small steps, but they keep going forward. We don't want you to procrastinate. That will lead you to absolutely nothing except for disappointment. You need to move forward, enjoy, with other people's support. One step at a time. And one step at a time will bring you clarity. Do not think that clarity will happen magically. We're there to support you, but we're not there to show you the whole journey. You are the whole journey. You're making it happen, one step at a time. And with each step, a little bit more clarity is coming your way. Trust the process and please enjoy the process. Thank you. Okay, beautiful. I'm going to take a moment to thank the spirit guides and close the Akashic Records. Thank you to all the spirit guides present for this Akashic reading. Thank you to the energy of Source for this privileged access to my social media collective's book of life. Thank you all for your messages and healing energies. Thank you. The records are now closed. Well, there you go for this guidance that is for July and August. So I usually do one guidance a month, but since I am on a reduced schedule, it's a guidance for July on August. And as they said, they were saying like the next weeks coming up. So I'm really feeling like, well, they did say the fall, like something big is going to be more in motion in the fall. So yeah, they're kind of prepping us, like think about how big you want to view things, your projects, and take some time to think about how this big project can be broken down into tiny, tiny, tiny little tasks. Don't be tiny in your head, but be tiny in your tasks so that you get some momentum and you get the ball rolling. I completely hear this message. I think I'm going to apply this for my podcast because I've been wanting to do it for a long time. And between you and me, I started recording some episodes. So this is exciting. But yet to not be too much discouraged by the amount of work. I think it's good just to see one tiny task at a time, but always moving forward. And as always, you can leave a comment to let me know how this resonates with you. And I wish you all a beautiful summer. Thank you, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.